Hi class, it's Amy Jones here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I apologize for the weird location. I'm in one of our office and it's a little messy, so I apologize from doing it here, but this is kind of my only quiet place right now in my house. So I wanted to answer a few of the questions that we are given regarding spiritual disciplines. My definition of spiritual discipline is the inner working of the heart, mind, will, and spirit when a longing for God moves in the depth of our soul to liberate us from the ingrained habits and transform us through God's work in us from the inside out. I would define inner disciplines as the internal way God moves in me, like the renewing of my mind or contemplative prayer. It's the changing of my heart and soul. Outward disciplines are the way my behavior or actions toward others change, or the way Christ is displayed outwardly through me or others in regards to joy, love, and commitment. This might include service to others. Corporate disciplines, on the other hand, are the opportunities to seek God and to be more like Him through a community of believers, like when we share communion or worship on a Sunday morning, wash each other's feet, or pray in a smaller group. These corporate disciplines involve the body. I have practiced many of these disciplines, usually on a daily or weekly basis. I would say on a daily basis, disciplines like prayer, study, meditation, simplicity, service. Well, those are the ones that I do on a daily basis, but I would actually clarify that the service or worship, those kind of things are done more on a weekly basis. And service can be sometimes other opportunities. There may be opportunities that come up more than once a week for service. I know this week I have a women's group that's going on, and I've been visiting a friend in the hospital, and then also teaching a class at my church as part of a group called Becoming a Modern Day Princess, which is working with 8th graders. Those are the ones that I do most often. I do not really fast, and I really have never had much experience with this. When I was in high school and college, I participated in some of the World Vision 30-hour famines, but other than that, I really haven't had much experience with fasting. That's been one that I really have not done much, or really learned, the value of that. I think, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. I use confession a little less, not to say that I don't confess personally in my relationship with God, but I think more corporately or with others, I don't confess as often. I do have opportunities to do this with my women's group, and I do think it's a powerful thing to be able to confess to each other, and I would like to do that more often. I just find that because confession is more of a daily activity, actually many times a day, in our attitudes and actions towards others, that it's sometimes hard to do with my small group or those kind of situations, because I only meet with them on a weekly or every other weekly basis. And I think that I need to celebrate more often the things God has done or has given me. I think the Old Testament made some good illustrations about that, where they would build I forget what they called them, but like towers out of rocks as kind of memorials to what God had done. I was taught most of the spiritual disciplines were taught to me as a child, and then as a teenager. When I was in college, I actually read Richard Foster's book my freshman year of college, and was given some opportunities through a class that I took my freshman year to really practice some of those things, and practice ones that I might not have otherwise been exposed to as much, or hadn't been exposed to as much in my childhood. Things like meditation and silence, and just reflection, and focus on the more simple things. My church that I grew up with in Faith Evangelical Free Church and my current church do both make spiritual disciplines a priority. As I said before, I haven't had much experience with fasting, and that would be the one thing that I would say was less emphasized as a child or in my youth. Definitely did not have a lot of experience with that, and it wasn't really practiced in the churches that I grew up in, or the one that I'm currently attending. Fasting might be done like personally if an individual wants to do it, but it's not like a corporate thing. So I hope that answers some of your questions. Sorry I went way over my time, and I look forward to studying this semester with you. So thanks much, and have a great night.